Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're good. So we have talked with you about different stuff like road trip essentials and how to save some money for your travel. However, we haven't talked about really important stuff, mistakes that you actually can make while you're traveling or book your trip. So let's start. Number one, departure time. You probably think like, what's so difficult? It's like it's on your ticket. Guys, no. Something that really happened to me is that the airplane actually departed earlier the given time on the ticket, and because of that I nearly lost my flight. So guys, make sure you actually check the departure time on the screen at least, like, I don't know, each 10-15 minutes, because I had headphones, I was working on my laptop, and I didn't even check the screen. The time changed. I didn't know the departure time can actually change. So make sure you keep updated, you check the screen and make sure the departure time is still at least what was said in your ticket. Number two, time between flights. Make sure that you have enough time between your flights, because this is something really important. Some just people don't really think that, I don't know, 1 hour is actually not enough, especially if you think that one plane can be late and then you need to run from one gate to another, make sure that everything is fine, check in and all of that. So just 100% make sure that you have enough time between flights, because people not just lose their flights, they also lose a lot of money, because or they need to book one again, because not everyone do travel insurance, or they need to wait another day, and so on and so on. So just make sure you have enough time between flights. Number three, it's something really easy and probably everyone think about that, but come on guys, everyone still does these mistakes. Every one of us, okay, not everyone, most of us have black luggage, and no joke, I understand it's convenient, it is convenient because you don't see the dirt and all of that, but you can easily mix it with someone else. And I think the worst mistake is that if you have a black luggage, you don't write your name. So make sure, at least if you don't want to invest money in your luggage and all of that, understandable, saving money, make sure at least you can recognize your luggage easy. Put some, I don't know, colorful belt, anything, just anything. Make sure that for like when you just need to take your luggage from hundreds of black luggages, you can see yours. Also, it's as much easier if your luggage is lost, then you can just write it down that, well, yeah, it's a typical black luggage, but I don't know, I have a red belt then, and also there is my name somewhere, sticker there and all of that. It's just easier for them to find your luggage, and in general nobody gonna take your luggage. It actually happened to me. I had a typical black luggage and no color in it and nothing, and the person just took my luggage, and then we needed to find which person exactly took my luggage and all of that. Instead of having a good time, I was supposed to stay in an airport, make sure that the person coming back and all of that, don't lose your time. Make sure your luggage is recognizable from others' luggages. Number four, it's kind of the same topic, luggage. So if you're flying somewhere and you're not just flying with a carry-on or backpack, you're taking also luggage with you, make sure that you actually take at least one outfit with you to your backpack, like obviously essentials as well, but like at least one outfit with you, because if your luggage is lost, then you have no clothes. And if you're traveling especially for 1 or 2 days, you don't know exactly when the company gonna find your luggage, and it's kind of really inconvenient to buy new stuff, especially if you're there just for 1 or 2 days, and so on and so on. Just so much easier to pack at least a pair of leggings or jeans or t-shirts, and make sure that if something happens and your luggage is lost, at least the one outfit is there for you. For example, I was traveling and obviously my luggage was lost. Happens. But with me, I had already a pair of leggings, shorts, and a bikini or something like that. So at least for a few days I was fine, and then actually my luggage arrived. So it's actually really cool. I didn't need to spend some money. I already had my stuff, and I didn't spend time, you know, go for shopping and all of that. So yeah, just make sure you put at least one outfit with you. Number 5. This is really important, guys. If you travel, make sure you actually checked your credit cards and make sure that they're actually working. For example, overseas, what is the credit allowance and all of that. I had a really bad experience. I was in America when the Hurricane Irma came. I was exactly there in Florida, in Miami, and there was the whole evacuation and all of that, and despite the fact that I had more than enough cash with me, it wasn't helping me at all, because I was supposed to book somehow a car, like a rent, like I needed to rent the car, so I need a credit card. I needed to book a hotel in another town, I need a credit card. And the problem was not that I didn't have enough money, but my allowance for the day wasn't enough to book everything in one day, because obviously I haven't planned it, you know, that I'm gonna book and the hotel and rent the car and do that and that in one day. But I mean, it happened, the hurricane was there. I needed to, you know, book a lot of stuff just in order to run away from the hurricane. And thanks God, I could reach my bank. And this is with the idea, guys, that it's 8 hours difference between time, and ask for, you know, increasing my allowance and all of that. So everything was fine in the end. But if you travel overseas or just even in a different country, just make sure your cards are working and you can withdraw money or pay with this card and all of that, because some people just forget about that and then they just pay a fee each time they withdraw money, or in general their card just doesn't work, or work only with specific banks and all of that. You don't want to lose time, you don't want to lose money on such small stuff, especially when you can just call your bank and ask. Number 6. Well, through all my trips, through all of my life experience, I realized that the cheapest is not the best. Well, I had a like really funny story that when I was in university, me and my friends, we booked a trip to Amsterdam, and we decided that we are the smartest one, and we booked the trip with a bus and then with a boat, and it was like really cheap. But guys, we haven't calculated obviously, and think about that after such a long ride we will not have enough energy to go through town and had an experience and all of that. No, we directly went to the hotel and just slept for another few hours, and only then, still a little bit exhausted, we went to the town, and just, you know, in general we lost time, that like this free time that we could be in a town and enjoy a new city. So guys, the cheapest is not the best. Make sure like you save money. Of course everyone loves to save money, right? But just make sure that you save, you know, money, but also think, is it convenient for you or not? Same if you're in Barcelona, you book the cheapest hotel, but you need to drive 1 hour to the city, so there's no point, you're losing so much time, you know? So yeah, the cheapest is not the best. Number 7, never leaving tourist zone. For me personally, is the worst mistake that I could ever done. For example, in Rome, instead of go to you know, different restaurants, just go away from the tourist zone, more streets, I know 5 streets away from the Colosseum and so on and so on. I was mostly just in these areas, and first of all, obviously it's more expensive to eat in a tourist zones. Also, it's just in general too much tourists, you kind of don't feel exactly the vibe of the whole city, and you just don't have it at all experience of kind of to be local, you know. So For me, it's a mistake because you will never understand how the local live, what is the in general life there. You just gonna feel the same tourist, just a little bit different city. Yeah, there's a Colosseum, okay, fine, you're gonna see tons of tourists, but you're not gonna feel the real city, you know, this vibe, how to be an Italian and all of that. So just make sure at least sometime, not obviously all the time, but just go away from tourist zone and have this amazing experience to feeling like local. This is actually pretty cool. Number 8, no local currency. You're gonna tell me right now and write in the comments, oh my god, it's so easy, just pay with a card, or I don't know, go to and exchange money. Well, you're right, but it's only cool when it's, I don't know, not late evening or not morning, like when you arrive during a day and directly in the airport you have a good exchange rate, which not gonna happen because usually in airports the highest exchange rate. However, in the end, if you coming to the airport, what happened to me obviously, in the 5 o'clock in the morning and you know exchange rates are closed and you have no local currency and the taxi do not allow you to pay with a card, obviously bus as well, and you're just sitting there and waiting until you can change some money. Yeah, it's really inconvenient. So if you're flying to a different country and you know that there is another local currency, I'm not saying take, you know, hundreds of money just to make sure you, like, you know, to pay for a taxi. No, just change, I don't know, $50, 50 euros, just, you know, to have at least something to pay for a taxi, bus or something like that to get from point A to B where you need to. Because other than you just, as me, you're just gonna sit there in the airport and lose time because it's too early to change money in the airport, and moreover you're gonna lose money because in airports usually the highest rates to change money, so you lose time and money. And if you watch my previous video, if not, there's somewhere gonna be a link, you will understand that it's not the best decision. Number 9, I would say the name of it, keep everything in one place. In other words, if you travel, usually the idea in your mind is like, okay, I have my passport, I have my money, my credit card, you know, like everything important in one pocket. There's just my bag, it's near to me, it's gonna be fine. Well, no, guys, it's same thing, just it's kind of the idea that like most of us have in their minds that, well, thieves are everywhere, of course, but it's not gonna happen to me. Well, you don't know what's gonna happen, okay? And I suggest that you have, you know, different places where you when you have your money and documents and all of that. For example, you have some money and like cash, I mean some cash and your ID. Better even leave in a hotel, but if you need to, your ID like in your bag while you in a city, but other money, like all what you have, all the documents are in the hotel in the safe. Also, don't forget to make backup or at least a copy of all your photos of from your phone. I personally never lost or, you know, never forgot my phone anywhere, but friend of mine yeah, just lost the phone, and it was so horrible because she didn't make you know, like backup, and she just lost pictures. And I mean, yeah, you can say it's a pictures, it's not a life, but I mean in the end it's something that you care about, and just make sure at least you made a backup and that you don't really keep everything in one place. That if, for example, your bag is stolen, that at least you know that, I don't know, your main documents, your credit card and all of that is still in the hotel in a safe, and you're not just sitting, you know, in a hotel being like, yeah, I have no money, I have nothing, what to do, you know? So yeah, make sure everything is not in one place. Number 10, travel insurance. And this is like really tricky question because from one side, if you travel like just around your country, maybe it's not that important. You usually have just your insurance, like your personal insurance. It's kind of mostly more than enough. But if you travel overseas, this is like one of the most important stuff that you need to make. It's just like really, really important. And before, I was not laughing obviously about the people who make a travel insurance, obviously not, but I was like really skeptic. I was like, yeah, I mean, if you're like, you know, ill, you can go to hospital and all of that. But as I told you earlier, I was exactly there in America during Hurricane Irma, and it wasn't fun, and thanks God I've done my travel insurance, because in this case I got my money back, I got my hotel money back and all of that, you know, everything was fine thanks to my travel insurance that actually helped me to receive my money back and invest in different situations like book another hotel and all of that, and was like really quickly exactly because of travel insurance. Moreover, if thanks God I don't need it to, but if for example something happened and I need to go to a hospital in America, I don't have any insurance, it will be like tons of money for healthy help and all of that for doctors. And if I haven't travel insurance, then obviously I wouldn't pay just nearly nothing, you know. So just make sure, at least if you travel overseas, then travel insurance is booked, it's with you. And also what happened that thanks God I had a copy, but I forgot like a main document of a travel insurance to take with me actually, but I had a picture or a copy of something like that. So I had a number, so at least I could take a number of my insurance and give it to like to my travel agency and all of that. So this is also actually a really good tip. If you even don't want to take with you all the documents, just make sure at least you have a picture of it and something like that. And after all of these mistakes that you can actually make of this list, I can give you only one biggest advice, is just be present, guys. If you travel, it doesn't matter if something happened. We all do mistakes, and even despite the fact I told you that, like, you know, the stuff it's better to avoid and all of that, it doesn't matter. If you're in a different city, if you're enjoying time, so looking something new, just make sure you're not just, you know, making picture and being like vlogging and all of that. Just be present. Sometimes people, you just need to, you know, avoid everyone and everything and just enjoy your time wherever you are, and just, you know, see something new and feel it. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're not gonna do the same mistakes I did, and I hope you learned something new. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next one. Bye!